But to give you a perspective of how powerful this earthquake was, it was felt 2.5 hours south in Tokyo, a hugely populated city where it was the middle of the afternoon, 3 o'clock on a busy Friday, a work day where we have gotten reports of workers streaming out of their office buildings after it struck and swayed building for minutes. And on the phone right now, we have Arata Yamamoto, NBC Tokyo producer. Thank you for being with us on such short notice. What can you tell us about what's happening in Tokyo right now?
Yeah, well, this happened, as you mentioned 2 hours ago. I'm in Tokyo. Our office is located in a skyscraper. We're on the 27th floor. We felt the tremor here. It shook. This was a pretty large tremor here that was felt in Tokyo. We were told to evacuate, and we walked 27 flights of stairs. This skyscraper houses a lot of financial companies here. All the workers were sort of in a daze, waiting for the tremor to end. It was quite long. It lasted over a good 10 seconds. We have lights in the office. It was shaking. And when we saw the pictures, we're actually seeing the same pictures you're seeing right now of what's happened in Miyagi. This is a pretty big one.
Obviously devastating when you see that video, if you're able to see it, because that looks like, it sounds like you're familiar with the area. I'm not. Can you give us an idea of how populated Miyagi is? Well,
Miyagi is one of the more populated cities in northern Japan. It's about 2.5 hours by bullet train from Tokyo. The pictures you're seeing is on the coast near the city of Sendai. The city of Sendai itself, we've seen weather cameras, pan across the city. There have been reports of sporadic fires in some of the residential neighborhoods, but we haven't seen any of the big buildings topple down so far from the helicopter aerials. What you're seeing here is the coast, and what was interesting about this earthquake is that Japan has instituted this sort of an advanced earthquake warning system, and this might be the first time that it actually clicked and worked, because we were watching the diet session on TV, and an announcement came up saying that we expect a large earthquake, large tremor in northern Japan, so be prepared.
Really?
So,
how long before it actually struck?
Yeah, it was well in Tokyo, because we feel the tremor much later than in Sendai near the epicenter. It was a good 30 seconds, and which those 30 seconds could be a big deal in order to prepare you for something like this to happen.
Absolutely. So what did everyone do when they heard that? You have 30 seconds. How did that play out?
Well, we all got up, and I noticed in the elevator hall some of the people already started to file and start taking the stairs downstairs. So that was in the case of Tokyo. I think it might have been the lapse of time in Miyagi, close to the epicenter. They might have not had that much time, but so far we have not heard any reports of injuries. I think it's going to be some time until they're able to assess and figure out what how extensive the damages are. But so far, the most telltale signs are these aerial pictures that you're seeing of the coast and also of the city of Sendai.
Of how much damage we're actually going to see. Arata, when you walked out onto the street, obviously you evacuated that building. What were you seeing? Because we're getting reports of buildings on fire, people running out in the streets. So just describe what the scene is like there.
Well, I think people are panicked. For precautionary measures, a lot of the train systems, even in Tokyo, have stopped. They're checking for any sort of cracks in the tracks. And so, as you mentioned, today it's a Friday, and so when the trains stop, you have people pouring out into the streets, and so far it hasn't been panic, but also there has been reports of fire, not in Tokyo, but just adjacent to Tokyo, and a steel plant, I believe, and another factory. There are sporadic effects of this earthquake, not just in Miyagi Prefecture, but as far down here as in Tokyo.
But you're not seeing any immediate signs of injuries, people on the streets, stretchers, things like that?
No, although there have been reports that there have been, maybe it's due to a stampede, but some people are being treated by medical workers, by ambulances are being called.